Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. As always, if you like the videos, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell notification. That way you'll know every time I'm uploading a new video and every time I'm starting a new live stream. As always, if you haven't joined me for one of these Speedy sample reviews, I've got 24 whiskeys in these 24 sample bottles. I don't know which whiskeys are in the box, and I certainly don't know what order they're in. These whiskeys are made up of whiskeys sent to me by distilleries to review, whiskeys sent to me by friends out there in the whiskey world, and whiskeys I've already reviewed and have poured a sample of after a few months of the bottle being open, so we can see if the whiskey's getting better or worse over time. So, if I have reviewed this whiskey before, I will link it up here so you guys can check out the original review if you want. So, but without further ado, let's pick a whiskey. So, we have 24 samples programmed into the random number generator, and today we'll be reviewing sample number 6. So we have 4 and 6. Looking away from the label, pouring a little whiskey. This one looks to have a decently dark color. Let's put it back. There we go. As for the nose, a little bit of dark fruit is the first thing that hits me on this one. A little caramel, a little brown sugar. Not a super pungent nose. A little bit of an oaky character now. It's opening up a touch. Touch of oak, touch of maybe a little nutty hint. Let's stop smelling this thing and get into the taste. Cheers. You start out with a very quick hint of a sweet caramel, a little brown sugar. Not picking up too much of the fruit that I got on the nose. Quickly turns into like more oaky characters, some bitter oak, a little bit of vanilla. You're left with a decently balanced sweetness and bitterness kind of coming from the oak and a little bit of the sweetness from like the vanilla and the caramel. Let's get another taste. This one's definitely a little bit higher proof. Definitely got a solid burn on the tongue. Definitely got a lot of oaky characters. I mean, this one definitely feels like it's got some age on it. At the moment, I'm not feeling like it's overly complex, but it definitely feels like it's got some age. It's got a lot of, it's very deep, very dark flavors. I mean, it definitely just feels like it's spent some time in the barrel. For a second there, I almost got a hint of like a rye spice. Yeah, this is a whiskey you're going to want to sit with for a while. There's some definite complexity there, and it's not super apparent at first. When you throw over the palate, you're feeling like you're not getting too many flavors, but the more sips I take, it's slowly kind of changing and morphing. There's a lot going on here. Again, I feel like we've got some age here. Whatever this is has spent some time in a barrel and has picked up some complexity from that, but it's definitely some subtle complexity, something that you're going to want to sit and kind of allow it to open up and breathe, and it's going to change while you're doing that. So I like what I'm tasting. I think it's really good. I like the complexity. For a Speedy sample review, I think this is kind of a tough whiskey to do because this is really one I want to sit with to give you an honest assessment about it. But at a glance, real quick, I think it's good. I think it's complex. It's tasty. The flavors are nice. So I'm going to give it an 80. again, take it with a caveat. I've had a couple minutes with this whiskey, so it probably deserves a higher score, but you need to sit with it more to get that, really get a good feel for it. But I'm going to say it deserves, right now, an 86. It's very solidly good whiskey, and I think it's only going to get better as you sit here and sip it. So let's see what it is. This, oh nice. This is the Belle Meade Bourbon Select Cask finished in XO Cognac Casks. And this is a barrel select from Martin Wine Cellar. So shout out to Martin Wine Cellar in New Orleans. They got several locations there in Louisiana and New Orleans area. If you ever go running there in the store up in Metairie, check out, ask for Jeff. He's a great guy, knows a bunch about whiskey, and he'll help you out find something you like. So definitely check out Martin. They gave me this sample to try and take home, and I think it's actually really good. I just think it's something that in a Speedy sample review is tough, as I mentioned. It's got a lot of complexity. There's definitely some deep oaky characters there, and there's definitely something coming from the finish, but it's just something you need some time to sit with and let it open up and change, and I think it's really solid whiskey. I've been really pleased with a lot of the Belle Meade stuff. They've been putting out some great whiskey. It is all sourced whiskey, but they're doing some cool things with the finishes and whatnot, so definitely if you get a chance, check it out. Obviously, you may not be able to get your hands on this barrel, but I definitely suggest checking out some of the Belle Meade finished whiskeys. They are a little bit pricey, so maybe try to pick one up at a bar and see if it's in your wheelhouse. Definitely good stuff, though. So let me know what you think about any of the Belle Meade stuff. Let's specifically say the finished whiskeys down in the comments below. As always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews@gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.